Welcome to the Yokoy Academy and our Xero integration video series. This video will show you how Yokoy's spend management integration for Xero handles employee expense reimbursements and company card payments. In Yokoy, a submitter uploads a receipt file. Please note that only JPEG, PNG, PDF, HEIC, or CSV files can be uploaded to Yokoy. This automatically creates a draft expense, and Yokoy's artificial intelligence then extracts the relevant information from the receipt and fills in most of the expense fields. Submitters need to select the payment method that was used to pay for the expense, choosing between paid privately and company card. If an employee has a company card assigned to them in Yokoy and uses it to pay for a business expense, a transaction is created and imported into Yokoy automatically. The employee then needs to create a card expense by selecting the payment method company card and specifying the card used. Once a card expense has been submitted, it is automatically matched with its corresponding card transaction, which verifies that the transaction has taken place on both sides and enables it to be successfully processed in Xero. In this case, the submitter didn't use their company card, but instead paid in cash or with their personal bank card, and therefore wishes to be reimbursed by their employer. The category and cost object are usually automatically assigned, but the submitter can adjust these according to their specific expense. These selections provide information on the correct allocation and classification of costs, as displayed in the export booking file, to ensure proper booking in Xero. Please note that Xero uses an internal ID that is not visible when synchronizing cost objects. Therefore, the Yokoy ERP code field remains empty and the booking file displays NA. Once an expense has been submitted, your company's individual approval workflow is triggered. In most cases, the expense is forwarded to a manager for approval, who may be a cost object owner, for example, and is then sent to the finance team for a final review. The finance team ensure that everything is in accordance with company policy and that all the relevant fields have been correctly selected. Yokoy also offers the option of setting up expense policies and rules. This allows the system to automatically check for policy breaches and trigger a warning. Once an expense has been reviewed, it is ready for export. Depending on your company's configuration, the export can be carried out either automatically or manually from Yokoy. After selecting a posting date, your export to Xero is generated, and Yokoy then pushes the posting data into Xero. All export jobs, including the current one, are recorded in the Finance Export Log tab. Use the status and hash exported columns to determine whether the export was successful. You can download the CSV booking file, which shows the exported expenses converted into journal entries. Each expense results in a debit and credit posting, as well one for the tax rate, if applicable. Expense categories are linked to a general ledger account, enabling proper booking in the financial system. As you can see, these two expenses are assigned to different general ledger accounts. Both display NA as the cost object code, since when synchronizing cost objects, Xero uses an internal ID that is not visible. Therefore, while the Yokoy ERP code field is not populated, the correct cost object is displayed in Xero. The process for booking privately paid expenses for reimbursement varies from company to company. With Xero, however, the expense bill is typically booked against a liability account, and a payment is made manually from the company's bank account to the submitter. In the Yokoy booking file, you don't see the liability or bank account in the credit line for privately paid expenses. Instead, you see the employee's Xero account number, which is mentioned in HR user management. The process for company card expenses involves allocating the expense to a company card, which is linked to a bank account in Xero. Unlike privately paid expenses, no additional payment is required. In admin company cards, you can see the creditor account number, which is the Xero bank account used for the card. Now, log into your Xero account. The view you see here may differ from yours. Navigate to your bank account to view expenses paid with the company card. Alternatively, navigate to the bills you need to pay to view the most recently exported Yokoy expenses that submitters want to be reimbursed for. Click on the expense to open the detail view and access its accounting information, like the expense accounts it was booked against, the cost center used, or which VAT input tax it is associated with. You can also view the expense attachments like its receipt. For a more detailed accounting view, use the journal report. Make a payment by entering the payment details to reimburse the employee for their expense. Now you know how Yokoy's integration for Xero handles privately paid and company card expenses. Thanks for watching and have fun exploring Yokoy.